everybody. Just a small developer blog to talk to you guys a little bit about some of what we do for designing galaxies, systems, and planets in Galactic Ruler. Bringing together an entirely fictional space caused us at early stages of development to create this procedural generation system that when you start the game, you choose the faction you want to play, decide if you want galaxies from small to large, and factors like habitability and the resources, stuff like that. And then when you tell the game, go, it generates a unique galaxy each time. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been digging into some of those files, trying to do some refinement, because we have a fairly interconnected system. Factions in the game have a region profile. A profile for a faction tells the engine what kind of planets do they want to live on, what's their starting atmosphere, and what kind of star system would that planet be found in. From there, the game engine decides how many celestial bodies, how many planets are going to be in the system, each on their own orbital rings. The planets can have moons. You can end up with gas giants. Maybe they have rings. Some systems, if they aren't a starting system for a faction, might have no planets at all. It might simply have a star at the center, and maybe you'll use it to stage some of your military. Jump them there, hide them beside the star to charge up their FTL drive so they're ready to jump when you need them. So reviewing the faction profiles to make sure we have the right planets for atmospheres has been important, because that's been some of the recent updates, is we implemented some of the limits for if you have or don't have the right atmospheres. From there, we also went into the planet profiles, so we can define the different kinds of planets to say these ones are Earth-like, might have an Earth atmosphere, or maybe a gaseous or thin atmosphere, but still have some vegetation. I can make another type of planet, which is an entirely different terrain set, that it only uses desert, rough, coast, has no vegetation. That's going to give us something like our moon. And then you get a whole bunch of other options in between there. So reviewing faction profiles, planet profiles, and the next big thing we're starting to do now that those are starting to come together in a good way is we're going to go to the system profiles and start reviewing, well, how many celestial bodies should the average system have? How close can they get to the star? How far out can they get to what's called an Oort cloud, which is the limits of the system, past which you need an FTL jump to be able to go from system to system. So we have a lot of these files that work underneath to try and make sure that when the game engine is creating a galaxy for you to play in, it's going to be unique and interesting each time. Some of our upcoming plans include getting a bit more variety in the terrain types. We want to see more alien-looking trees, alien-looking worlds. And we're still playing with some of that atmosphere stuff, that those new mechanics, we're checking that they make sense with the way units move around and spaceships work. And for some of that stuff, you can check some of the other videos we've done. But yeah, so it gives you a little bit of insight into how some of that functions under the hood. And like with all the games we do, the files are stored in plain text, so users will be able to get in there and mod if they want to. So yeah, check out all our other social media content, chat with us on the forums, and be sure and check out Galactic Ruler on Steam. Bye.